50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, you gotta love coming on here after a Sunday full of the NFL. Everybody, welcome into a brand new edition of the Dream Wager. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024. This is episode 454 of the Dream Wager. And the Cowboys got fucking boat race today.
Yeah, they got smacked. Jared Goff in that offense hitting on all cylinders. The ticket for assistant coach of the year, Ben Johnson, looking good today, Dale. Looking good today. You're muted.
That's on me. But yeah, no, you're right. He was in his bag. I mean, really dicing him up. And like you said, even in the fourth quarter, they're still out here throwing the ball. So
yeah, I'm facing Amon St. Brown, so I'm kind of pissed the fact that they're still throwing the ball to me. They should just keep handing it off to Gibbs and David Montgomery. Oh yeah, real quick, shout out David Montgomery getting a 2-year extension.
Facts.
So I know he was gonna cash today as well. So put that in for a touchdown anytime as well. So good day overall.
Yeah, we'll talk about that game in just a little, but I got fucked this week. It's gonna be a really bad week for me. I already know. Thursday wasn't good. I went 500 today, 2-6. Monday doesn't even matter. I'm not even gonna force it and try to get everything back, but it's looking like a bad week. College, though, we'll talk about in a little. I actually did good in college, so I guess that's one positive. Monday night, huge night in New York sports. We got Bills, Jets Monday night we'll talk about. We got ALCS Game 1 in the Bronx, Yankees and the Indians. Game 2 of the NLCS, Dodgers, Mets, and our NBA futures betting preview continues. And we are in the Northwest Conference, or division, a really good conference. OKC, a very young team. Minnesota, we just saw what they could do. They make a move and go get Julius Randle. Denver Nuggets, we know how good they are. And then we got two rebuilding teams in Utah and Portland. But, okay, let's start in London. And, I mean, you said it. You said it a few weeks ago. Caleb Williams continues to get better and better. Outside of that one pick where he kind of babied it, I thought he didn't really need to baby it. Outside of that, flawless game, 23 for 29, 4 tutties, only sacked 3 times. I want DeAndre Swift to thank me because every time I faded him, he's been on a tear. The first 3 games, he's been MIA, but he's really come on. 17 carries for 91 yards. Cole Kmet had a nice game. Keenan Allen had 2 TDs as well. Bad start for the home team, Jacksonville Jaguars. They lose 35-16, kid.
Yeah, the one thing I was surprised about though is, we always say that, Jacksonville is like the fan favorite in London, or when they go overseas. It was a packed house with a lot of Chicago
it felt like
fans.
Soldier Field.
Yeah, a lot of Chicago fans in there, so that was nice to see. And like you said, though, Caleb Williams has just been. I can't front. I didn't think the kid was gonna be this good this soon, but we've been seeing it for a couple of weeks now. He's just steady and improving. Like you said, besides that one underthrow ball to DJ Moore, he was kind of perfect. He did some things with his legs that I liked. 56 yards on the ground. DeAndre Swift, another monster game. Like you said, collective wide receiving group did this thing. Aduzie, Keenan Allen. DJ Moore wasn't really involved. He almost got a touchdown and got called back. But overall, great day. Cole Kmet as well. Then the other side with Jacksonville, Dill. Honestly thought Trevor Lawrence played pretty well. It wasn't really on Trevor Lawrence's shoulders. Travis Etienne got hurt with a shoulder injury. Didn't really get back in the game after that. Tank Higsby and Johnson couldn't really do much in the running game. And nice to see Evan Ingram back. He came back and was full force. 10 catches, 102. But other than that, I understand Gabe Davis had the 2 tutties, but he also dropped one as well.
Yeah, he did.
Poor performance from Jacksonville, especially how they came out last week against the Colts. Impressive win there. But to me, the story is Chicago and Caleb Williams.
How do we need to worry with this offense? Because I felt like at certain points in the first quarter, the Jacksonville Jaguars were moving the ball. Gabe Davis dropped one, and that's not on Trevor Lawrence. He put it right there. You got to catch that ball. I agree there. Travis Etienne might be in the doghouse at this point, man. I think Tank Bigsby at this point is the number one running back. You can't fumble the ball. I mean, and once he fumbled the ball, we were texting in a group chat with Joe. Shout out Joey. Doug Peterson benched him. You weren't going to see him after that. And we knew it. I mean, you called it immediately. You texted the group chat and said, hey, he's done after this. And I saw it. And I think he got one or two more snaps after that, and he was done.
Yeah, it looked like Joey fleeced that kid for the trade the other day. So Joey might have pulled the fast one on him.
Fantasy kids get crazy. But yeah, big win. You called it. And, I was a fool. I thought, going to a place where I thought they would have the home field, they didn't look prepared. And I think Matt Eberflus called a pretty good game. I'm not going to lie. Outside of that one where I feel like he could have challenged, I thought he really coached a good team. And 4-2 now going into the bye. Chicago Bears are looking really good. So thankfully, I was just a year away. I told you guys I was just a year away. Let's go to the 1 o'clock window. My lock hit. Packers and Jordan Love. Again, you texted me. Jordan Love, his stock is increasing. Besides that one pick, 22 for 32, over 250 yards, 4 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs ran the ball well. Collectively, they ran the ball well. Emmanuel Wilson ran the ball well. Bo Milton ran the ball well. Christian Watson, it was nice to see him get into the end zone. Romeo Doubs, after we've heard all the speculation between him and LaFleur about him being benched last week, he goes out there and gets 2 TDs as well. Jalen Reed has a touchdown. So all in all, a great performance at home for Green Bay, and they moved to 4-2 as well to stay neck and neck with or stay a kind of afloat with Chicago. That NFC North kid
loaded
5-0. Detroit's 4-1, Green Bay 4-2, Chicago's in last place and 4-2, kid.
So one thing I can honestly say is since the second half of that Minnesota game, Jordan Love has been looking exactly how he did the last 10 games of the season last year. You got to give credit to LaFleur. Jordan Love is looking good, though. He's looking good. He definitely deserves that contract. 4 tutties, one INT. Josh Jacobs, he's been running the ball great this season. I understand he doesn't really have the touchdowns to show for it, but he's up there in yards still. I got to give him credit. Josh Jacobs was running the ball really well. And then, it was nice to see Christian Watson get involved. He got that nice touchdown, 44-yard play, dime by Jordan Love as well. Romeo Doubs, like you said, getting involved. So it was nice to see that, other guys getting involved in the offense and scoring touchdowns. Last week it was Kraft, Reed, Jacobs. Now you're going to have some of the guys that last year that stepped up in Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. So it's nice to see how well Green Bay is playing so far.
What's going to happen, though, with Kyler Murray? It did not look good for him at all. They weren't really able to run the ball. James Conner, non-existent. Trey Benson, non-existent. He didn't have terrible numbers, but they really couldn't do anything, especially after Marvin Harrison went out, concussion, that sucked. Trey McBride had a pretty good game. I do like him as a tight end, but they really don't have anything outside of that. So very tough. 2-4 now for the Arizona Cardinals. I thought they were going to be a fun team this year, but looking like they're struggling offensively here. Colts, we knew Joe Flacco was going, kid, and he was out there dicing them up. He finally threw a first pick, 7 touchdowns and just 1 pick, 22 for 38, 189 yards. They got the job done with no Jonathan Taylor. Michael Pittman kind of toughed it out. He had a touchdown. Josh Downs had a nice touchdown as well. All in all, really good game, and another crucial turnover from Will Levis that ultimately cost him the game, kid.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, I think it kind of pains me to say this because I honestly have faith in Anthony Richardson. But I think moving forward, the Colts have to stay with Joe Flacco.
They have to.
Another great game. Good. For Joe Flacco, great. But good game for, Joe Flacco, 189, 2 tutties. I like the fact that without Jonathan Taylor, the running game is still doing its thing. Not going crazy, but, 80 yards as a group. I'll take that, dude. I'll take that. And then, like you said, Michael Pittman, finally catching that tough touchdown. Give credit for the Colts still. I hit the +3, but realistically, man, I'm starting to lose faith in Will Levis. You know me. I was probably the most confident guy in Will Levis. I know, possibly,
You
possibly
you
that
were
I
a
know.
top 5 Will Levis believer. I'm not gonna lie.
I, maybe in Jersey, maybe in
Yeah,
Jersey.
yeah.
I'll say that because I like the kid honestly, but today was bad, and I honestly think Mason Rudolph possibly
Wow.
wins this game. We saw
Wow.
how well he did last week. 2 weeks ago they had a bye last week. They got him the win there. I think Mason Rudolph just plays better. I think Mason Rudolph has over 100, 140 yards in this game. Mason Will was just at 95 passing, 16 for 27. To me, that's not starting quarterback material.
No, and at the end of the day, Mason Rudolph has won games in the NFL. He's seen more. He knows the defense more. It's just football IQ at this
Yeah.
point. He's
And
not
that's what
going to
I'm
throw
saying.
some of those balls.
I think he wins this game. He
Yeah.
would have done better, 16 for 27. He would have done better, and he would have threw for more than 95 yards passing, in my opinion.
I mean, it has to be frustrating for Brian Callahan because I feel like they have a really good thing in Tennessee. They have some pieces. Tony Pollard has been fantastic since coming over here to Tennessee. They got DeAndre Hopkins. They got Tyler Boyd, Traylon Burks as well. They got some pieces. Chidi Nkichuanu as well, the tight end. I don't know. I think they upgraded their defense, getting L'Jarius Sneed. Like they got some guys. I feel like, this was a winnable. You took the mouth right out of my mouth. This was a winnable game at home against, and no disrespect, but Joe Flacco is technically the second string quarterback, and you don't win that game. Yeah, I'm starting to lose faith as well. And Colts 3-3 in the division. They got to keep up with the Texans, but we'll go to the Texans because my dog of the day did not hit, but positive 243, his overpassing yards. I told you he threw for 3 tutties. He did have 2 picks, but I like what I saw.
The picks wasn't bad. It wasn't like over like a Geno Smith on Thursday night when it was just over. No disrespect to Geno, but those were bad interceptions. Drake May did not have a bad interception. I'll let you finish on there, but
yeah, no, you're right. I was just gonna say they weren't bad, and at least he's pushing it, and you're scoring points now. I don't think we see 21 points if Jacoby Brissett is in the game. No disrespect. No run game still. Ramondre Stevenson wasn't in. Gibson really didn't have the he had 13 carries, but he really didn't they stopped the run. They were really good stopping the run. Demario Davis had a good game. Kayshon Boutte, he had a pretty good game as well with a touchdown. Hunter Henry had a touchdown. I like what I saw from the kid. We'll touch on the Texans in a minute, but thoughts on his first start in the NFL at home?
Real quick, the Texans are good. We know the Texans are good. Right now, they're 5-1. They're sitting on top of the division. They're sitting pretty. We'll talk about them another time, though. We don't even have to talk about the Texans.
Yeah.
This is a game they should have won. Good job. But Drake May, oh my God, Dill. One thing I can honestly say is this might go down as the best 1, 2, 3 picks in NFL history.
Wow.
I'm going to go there right now.
Wow.
I might be a little too excited. But still, Drake may look good.
Yeah, he did.
Can you at least give me that, people?
Yeah.
Can you at least give me that? Drake may look good, people. Yeah. 20 for 33, 3 tutties. We average 119 passing yards, Dill. We doubled that in his first start. We doubled that.
Yeah.
So, the fact that Drake made 243 passing, he led us in rushing. He led us in rushing, Dill. 5 carries, 38 yards. If this man had just a slight running game, I'm not saying we win the game, people. I'm not saying that. But maybe, C.J. Stroud don't have the ball as much as he do. Maybe that offense doesn't dominate as much as it does. Maybe we take some control of the game, Dill, some pace, some momentum, stuff like that. I love what I saw. With a non-existent running game, the kid was out there. Didn't look bad. Didn't look like deer in headlights. Could I say he didn't look like a rookie, Dill? I love what I saw from Drake May in his first career start. I want to see this moving forward. I'm glad that we made this move. But as a Patriots fan, I could be upset that why he wasn't starting in week 1. I could take more of this. We averaged 119 yards passing the game. The kid doubled it in his first career start. Great job. Great pick so far. I love what I see. Hopefully you can continue this on, Dill. But like you said, look at the wide receiver course. We have multiple guys, 50 plus, 3 tutties. My boy Polk didn't even do much, and I think he's our most talented wide receiver. So I think just more time, more reps. Still, I think Drake May in this offense is gonna put up more points a game. It's gonna be more content in ball games, and I think we'll be live in some games moving forward for the rest of the season. Shout out Drake May. Let's go Patriots.
He looked poised, bro. I'll say that in the pocket. He stepped up. He felt pressure. I thought he looked good. He was able to take hits, bounce right back up. I honestly, I'll say it. I told you as well. I thought he looked good. He played good. He pushed the ball downfield. He read coverages, and I wouldn't even say most of those two picks were his fault. So I like what I saw from the kid. I don't know if I see the best 1-2-3 punch, but I am high on them both. But and I think you are going to be in games. And yes, we don't have to talk much about the Texans. Texans will probably go down as a top 5 team this year. And welcome back, Joe Mixon. He just had everything he wanted. Stephon Diggs had a nice game as well. But it was a good game, and I think the future is bright. I'll say that. I think you guys are going to score a lot more points now with Drake May. And we went to the game on Thursday. You were in the seat, mad, like, bro. It's
in the second quarter. I'm yelling, put the kid in.
Put the kid in. At this point, you've seen enough. So I hear you, kid, but they finally listened to you, and it's a tough ask for a rookie to come and play the Texans. So
a top 5 team.
Yeah, exactly. So. Wow, what a beat down the Buccaneers in New Orleans, 51-27. Baker had 3 picks, but only sacked once. He threw for over 320 yards. He had 4 touchdowns, 2 to Chris Godwin. Have yourself a career day. 11 catches, 125 yards, 2 tutties. Sean Tucker had a touchdown as well. Chris Otton had a touchdown.
Not the best.
Oh, 2. Yeah. Not the best game for Mike Evans, but they didn't need him. Sean Tucker ran the ball well. Bucky Irvin had that nice long run as well. We cashed the over there. But, what do you expect from Spencer Rattler, if I'm being honest? I don't think he played terrible, though, especially with no Chris Olave had that concussion. But outside of that, I don't think Spencer Rattler played all that bad.
Yeah, in my opinion, the rookie played pretty well. I think in the first half he had me. This was my lock of the week. Tampa -3.5, just because I thought Todd Bowles would make the rookie look like a rookie in the first half. The rookie was doing his thing. It all started with that kick return. Shout out Shaheed. But for his first career start against, to me, a pretty good defense and obviously a defensive coordinator, I think Spencer Rattler did everything he could as a rookie. 243, got the tub. He got people involved. Kamara didn't really do much, but he got both tight ends involved. He got Wilson involved. So I like what I saw from him. And then for the Buccaneers, their Baker Mayfield, he keeps being special. 4 tutties. Honestly, he had the 3 picks, people, but he overcame the lot. Like you said, Mike Evans was really, just 2 catches, I think. Yeah. But Chris Godwin really did everything. Sean Tucker, I don't even know who the fuck Sean Tucker is, but welcome to the NFL. I think he's a rookie deal. 14 carries, 136, and then he caught a few as well. He was special. Bucky Irving, I think he's gonna be, the starting running back moving forward. It looked like Rashad White is hurt, but Baker Mayfield is honestly right now through his first 6 weeks of the season has to be in the thick of the MVP conversation.
100%, kid. Yeah, big game from them, and Bucky Irving might be their number 1 running back. I'll say that. Kamar had a nice game as well, but
maybe Sean Tucker, man.
Yeah, Sean Tucker. He came out of nowhere. No one really. I think he's a rookie as well. So shout out the kid getting a big day on the road. Eagles not pretty, but they get the job done. They don't cover the big number. No surprise there, but they do get the win, 20-16 at home. Saul Sirianni shaved the face. It looked like he took a number 1 to the face. That shit was tight to the head. But I'll say this: did you see the words he exchanged with some of the Philly fans after the game? They were kind of heckling him, like, "Hey, against a bum like Deshaun Watson, you should have been blowing this team out." And he was kind of going back and forth with them. 1, did you see that? And 2, what did you think about the game?
No, I did not see that. But one thing I can say is, though, as the fans, they probably have the 8.5. So as a fan, you're supposed to win this game by double digits. The fact that Deshaun, didn't score a touchdown, honestly, he didn't, turn the ball over, but defensively, Philly looked good. We got to at least give them that. Philly looked good. 5 sacks on the day. I understand that offensive line is atrocious by the Cleveland Browns, but the fact that Philly was able to get home, not allow a passing touchdown to me, you got to give them credit on that, Dill. Honestly, not allowing no touchdowns at all. The special teams defense got the touchdown. Jalen Hurts, all right game, not a great game,
yeah.
but all right. He didn't turn the ball over, so I'm gonna say a good game for uh Jalen Hurts. Saquon didn't really get the ball rolling. AJ Brown, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I wanted to go with his over, but I was like over 70 yards first game back. I was like, I don't know, because the Browns defense is gonna be tough. And look at that, Dill. 116 with a nice tutty. Devontae Smith with that nice deep catch and touchdown as well. Philly wasn't an impressive win, but solid win for them coming back from a bye week. So interested to see how they look moving forward. Hopefully Dallas Goddard ain't too banged up, but hey, at least they got the win.
1-5 now for the Brownies. Not looking good, kid, sitting at the bottom of the AFC North. Let's go to the Battle of the Beltway. The Ravens, they take care of Jaden Daniels and the Redskins 30-23. Lamar, amazing game, 20 for 26, over 320 yards, touchdown. And pick wasn't his fault, bounced off his hand. Derrick Henry, I mean, what do we have? What? I don't know what to say after every week we come on here. We go King Henry
4 straight weeks now.
4 straight weeks. I mean, we knew the Ravens were a good running team, but then when you add a future Hall of Famer and Derrick Henry,
first ballot,
you're going to be a phenomenal run team. Shout out Zay Flowers too. Career day, 9 catches, 132 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, but he had a really good game, and most of it came in the first half. Rashard Bateman had a nice game. Mark Andrews had a touchdown, but really good game, and they finally were able to close one out, and they covered the big number.
Yeah, the most impressive part to me was Zay Flowers is nine receptions on 9 targets. That means him and Lamar got something going, or they were just clicking today. Hopefully, we see that moving forward, because that's back-to-back weeks now. Zay Flowers and Lamar. Zay over 100 and Lamar over 300 yards passing back-to-back weeks. So like to see that continue if possible. Derrick Henry, I'm not even gonna say anything. Another 2 tutties, a buck something. He's just flat out special. It's kind of unfair, honestly. I kind of wish Dallas signed him now, because now Baltimore's they got the ball rolling.
Yeah, they're for real, bro.
They're for real. This is 4 straight weeks now. Their offense has been dominant. I think the defense is gonna keep improving, but Jaden Daniels still looked impressive. You got to look at it from a rookie's perspective. 24 for 35, 269 in Baltimore.
That's tough.
That's fucking great. That's pretty great with no turnovers. To me, the rookie keeps setting the bar. To me, I remember hearing something during the game that he has all the CJ Stroud rookie records from last year. Because he wants to pass him, though, and they have a good friendship, so it's all just friendly competition. And I'm glad that he's doing that, not only trying to win, but also trying to set the standard as well. So good thing for Jaden Daniels, the other impressive game, but they were missing Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that Brian Robinson Jr. was there to win this game, but shit, I think this will be an interesting matchup. I would like to see it again. Too bad they're not even each other conferences. So hope to see this matchup again soon. But Jaden Daniels was great. Zach Ertz did his thing. Noah Brown is getting more involved in the offense. I like to see that. I think the Washington Commanders will be just fine, but another impressive win from the Ravens.
Yeah, we thought some regression was going to come on the road against a team that was, like you said, kind of clicking here at home. And, it was a very packed stadium. Dan the Man was there, and he was telling
Legend.
Legend. He was saying now there's a lot of people, obviously Landover, Maryland, you just go up right up 95, and you're right there in Baltimore.
They said that this was like one of the hottest tickets in Baltimore history for a regular season game.
Yeah, I think tickets up on the Boondocks were like $300-$400. It was a pretty penny. It was a good game to go to. You saw a lot of points, saw a good game. So yeah, shout out the Ravens, big win at home. Hey, kid, we thought this line looked a little strange, but the bookmakers were right. Chargers, they lay 3 and they cover on the road against Bo Nix. Bo Nix kind of regressed a little bit, came back to earth, 19 for 33, over 200 yards. He had to pick 2 touchdowns, but it's never good when your quarterback, and I know you were saying it because Drake May, but like it's never really a good thing when your quarterback is leading the team in rushing. 6 for 61 yards. Really didn't get the ball going besides the one touchdown to Cortland Sutton. Didn't really get anything going offensively, but shout out that run game. They just stood with the run, the Chargers, and they just pounded it down the Broncos. A very good defense for the Broncos. I'll tell you that. They're borderline a top 5, top 10 defense. So to run 128 total yards, J.K. Dobbins had himself a game. Justin Herbert, efficient, over 230 yards, only one touchdown to, I think the guy was Vidal, right? Yeah, Kimion Vidal, he scored, but unfortunately, Ladd McConkey, he got concussed. Jim Harbaugh, too, he was sick on the sideline, but he did return after that. But yeah, big win for the Chargers after the bye.
Yeah, I knew the Chargers was gonna take it, but I just wasn't gonna lay the 3 on the road. I respect Denver, Sean Payton, J.K. Dobbins, 25 carries. I'm glad that he's healthy, and it shows what he could do when healthy. He's a pretty good damn running back in my opinion. One thing I can say about the Chargers moving forward is who's gonna step up on the outside. Ladd McConkey went down with a concussion. But, Quentin Johnson, who had a couple of touchdowns a couple of weeks ago, 3 catches, 22 yards, that's just not good enough. And then some of these guys I never even heard of, Dill. So besides Joshua Palmer, hey, maybe the Chargers need to hit up. That's in division, but I doubt the Raiders would do it. But to me, the Chargers, if they want to, have a chance to, compete down the road, possibly, land a playoff spot there, I think they need to go out there and get Justin Herbert, true number 1 receiver. Definitely needed now if Ladd McConkey's going to miss a week or 2 with a concussion. And then with the Broncos, though, Bo Nix is still impressive to me. 19 for 33. I know he didn't light him up, but 2 tutties. I know you don't love the fact that he led his team in rushing, but the kid averaged 10 yards a clip. So yeah. I don't love it either, but I know Sean doesn't love it either. But
no, that's the thing.
Devontae Williams couldn't really get it going, so I like what I saw from Bo Nix. Not a bad game, but just a better game from the Chargers and Justin Herbert.
Pittsburgh Steelers 4-2 on the road. The Steel Curtain takes care of the Raiders 32-13. Justin Fields not going to blow you away. 14 for 24, only 141 yards, but they ran the hell out of the ball. Najee Harris had himself a day. Welcome back, Jaylen Warren. He's I know he only had 7 yards, but he's going to get his feet wet. He's going to have a nice game here or there. Justin Fields had a good game running the ball. George Pickens, just 3 catches for 53 yards, but they didn't really need to do much. Outside of Brock Bowers, kid, this team really couldn't do anything. I like Aiden O'Connell. I don't know if I'll say this. He's better than Gardner Minshew, but I don't know how much of an upgrade he is. And I'll say this, without Devontae Adams, this team doesn't have a life. And then Max Crosby didn't play well. So I don't know. I'm done with this team. The Raiders, they're in tank mode. Do you expect Devontae to be out here soon or no?
I'm not sure, though. Adam Schefter tweeted saying that it's a small chance he might not get traded, and he's going to have to remain with the roster. So let's see what that looks moving forward. We'll see. But I'll tell you one thing, though. This is a team I should have laid at 3. Another team I was like, I wanted to lay them minus 162 on the money line, but I was like, nah, that's too much. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to get there with the 3, though. I should have. Like you said, just to feel, he was more impressive on the ground than he was in the air. But, still a great win. He got this team at 4-2. Najee Harris ran the ball pretty well. And defensively, TJ Watt, he had a strip fumble. They were getting a couple sacks. The special teams did his thing. So great overall, team win. Like you said, Justin Fields didn't blow you out the water in the passing game. But to me, he played well. Defense played great. And special teams did his job as well. And with the Raiders, still, it's not looking good. I hope my boy Antonio Pierce don't get fired, but I can't front, though. It's not looking good. They need an offensive spark. Offensive spark.
Yeah, not looking good for the Raiders. Antonio Pierce might be in a little over his head right now because, they don't have a running game. Alexander Madison, he had that 1 touchdown, but outside of Brock Bowers, it's slim picking. I'm being honest here, so it's tough and tied for first place, the Steelers. So, yeah, they're looking good too. Falcons, they take care of the Panthers. I mean, laying the 6 was just a no-brainer, I thought, on the road. He had the 1 good game, but outside of that, Andy Dalton, he's a backup quarterback. Kirk Cousins Didn't blow you away either. Only 19 for 30, 225 yards. He had the one touchdown to Drake London, who had a good game, 6 carries for 74 yards. But I mean, when you're able to run the ball for, I'll just give him the extra 2 yards, the 200 yards, you're going to win, I'll say 9 out of 10 games. Tyler Algier, 18 carries, 105 yards. Bijan, 15 carries for 95 yards, 2 tutties. That's all they needed. Truly, that's all they really needed, and they didn't really need anything else. It was nice to see Kyle Pitts have 70 yards as well, but yeah, man. I guess on a bright side, I can't just say all negative things for Carolina. I guess on a positive side, Chuba Hubbard looks really good. It's back-to-back. It's like 3 games in a row where he's had almost 90 to 100 yards. So he's developing into a good wide running back. DeAndre Johnson, we know how good he is. But outside of that, it was good to see the rookie out of South Carolina, Leggett. He had a nice touchdown, but this team's not really going to compete. This is the game the Falcons should have won by even more, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna give Atlanta credit. I think this is their most impressive win of the season so far. Offensively, they did their thing. Kirk Cousins had himself a good game. The wide receiver Drake London, Kyle Pitts, even Mooney didn't do much, but he was involved. But the running game, 200 yards on the ground. Bijan Robinson, 2 tutties. Tyler Algier with a tutty as well. To me, that's when this team is at its best. You don't need Kirk Cousins to do too much. Just, have him settle in, pass when needed. Kyle Pitts doing his thing. Drake London is there when needed. Mooney as well. When they're running the ball like this, and Kirk Cousins could drop back 0 sacks, it's gonna be hard to beat this team moving forward. To me, they're getting better. This is another team that's getting better week in and week out. And I think Kirk Cousins and this Atlanta offense finally starting to get the ball rolling, Dale. And not for nothing, Andy Dalton didn't play horrible. Besides those 2 picks, 26 for 38, 220, 2 tutties. So, like you said, Chuba Herbert is honestly playing pretty damn well. So, just sucks. Carolina's just a bad team, but yeah. Atlanta's looking good right now.
Yeah, they're looking good. And they're another team, I think, that's, trying to turn the page a little bit and trying to find their rhythm in the second month of the season. But yeah, no, big win for the Falcons. We mentioned it on the top. I know they blew them out by, I think, like 38 points or something, 47-9. The Lions take care of business in Dallas. But I guess the biggest story, Aiden Hutchinson goes down, gets carted off. It sucks to see. I mean, he injured his leg in the third quarter. It did not look good. Everyone was concerned. We were talking before we went live. Looked like he broke his leg or something. There's no confirmation yet, but does not look good for Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, hopefully it ain't that serious, but it looked
bad.
It looks bad. Hopefully it just looked that way on camera on video and nothing snapped. I just hope they look like that. It just sucks because he was on a tear this season, Dale. He was on a tear. He's gonna have his career high, possibly be up there in Defensive Player of the Year category as well. Detroit was impressive today, Dale. We all know, Dallas don't got the heavy hitters, DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, DeMar Bland on the other side, who led the league last year in interceptions, but 47 points, I didn't see that coming, people.
No.
I think we both was on Detroit, but we both didn't go there with the -3.
No, I laid it. I laid the 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get there with the 3.5, and I should have. Jared Goff, what a day. What a day. Three tutties, 0 picks, 315. The 2-headed monster, the best running back duo in football. David Montgomery, 2 tutties. Like I said, shout out him for a contract extension. Jahmyr Gibbs was doing it on the ground and in the passing game as well. So overall, Jameis Williams been very impressive. Not just today, this whole season so far. That kid, Kafal Rahman, Tim Patrick. Wow. Tim Patrick, to me, it sucks that he didn't get the touchdown, but at least he celebrated it a little bit. Finally see him healthy. To me, if he's healthy moving forward, we already know what Amon St. Brown could do. Seeing LaPorta hit the over just on that one play, anytime touchdown on just on that one throw. They look like the best team in football today. Yeah. I can honestly say they look like the best team in football for week 6. Detroit right now, coming off a bye week.
They look good.
Yeah, they look good.
They even tried to hook and ladder with Penny Sewell, and it worked.
And they almost hit the tight end Decker
for
a touchdown. Remember, controversial last year, Decker not.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I understand why they wanted to feed the kids. So.
Yeah, you knew they were going to try something. And low-key, I think they fucked him last year. He reported, and they said he
honestly,
didn't.
now I know why they kept scoring.
Of
now
course, I do too. I do want to say, shout out Hayden Hooker. He did enter the game late for the Lions, and it was his first regular season game since he tore his ACL November 19th of 2022 while he was in Tennessee. So getting back into the rhythm of things, it was nice to see Hayden Hooker. I thought he was a good quarterback in Tennessee, but on his 82nd birthday, Jerry Jones got beat by 38. It ties Dallas for the 5th worst loss in franchise history. Can I read you the last 3 home games this season for the Cowboys? 47-9 loss to the Lions, 28-25 loss to the Ravens, and a 44-19 loss to the Saints. Why can't they win?
It's tough. I don't know. My one of my theories is everybody knows Jerry. Jerry World is one of the premier place to play at in America. Not just football, any sport. And if you're from Texas, I know a lot. Texas is huge. If you're a high school player, that's the championship game.
Yeah.
If you're a college player, you want to play at Jerry World. You want to go to, Cotton Bowl, this bowl, play there, special games. You want to play at Jerry World, Dill. And I think some of these players who possibly never even got a chance or, played there in high school, had a career day in college. They want to live up to that. They want to repeat that. And I think when people come into, not just Dallas, but to Jerry World, they want to put up their best game of not just of the season, but they want to go out and put up on top and go crazy on Dallas and in Jerry World. So that's just my theory, in my opinion. But it just sucks that each game this year they've been better on the road. Shockingly, it's just I don't know, Dill. I don't know. I just say get healthy. Dak needs to play better, and if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
I need a drink after today. Especially
on your 82nd birthday.
Yeah.
That's not what you want.
I need a drink if I'm Jerry Jones.
Or two. Especially after Sunday night, kid, because we don't know. We're recording this about 5 to 10 minutes before Sunday Night Football kicks off. So if the Giants go out there at MetLife and beat them, they're tied.
Well, I say it in a little bit.
What happened?
No, I was gonna say, as of right now, I had myself a great day. I have 2 parlays and a teaser live.
Okay.
Guess the only leg left.
The Bengals. We shouldn't have said it because now it might fuck you.
No, it's cool, though. I already hedged. I made a couple Giants.
Oh,
plays.
good. You made a business decision.
I made business decisions. Yes. So regardless,
yeah.
Cincinnati win or lose, I'm in the money.
Yeah, that's fucking good. Yeah, good for you because I did not have a good day. Overall, I went 4-6. I hit the 3.5 with the Lions. I hit the -6 with the Falcons. Bucky Irving went over. Stephon Diggs went over 5.5 receptions. But outside of that, I couldn't hit a bet to save my life today. So not terrible. 4-6. I'm down 2 units, but I hit on my lock. Packers -5.5. I should have just bet that. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah. My lock, I cashed. Patriots, even though I took them as a big dog, I like the way Drake May played. I have no issue. I don't mind. I wouldn't take it back either. So my dog doesn't hit. But my teaser hits. Packers, I teased them down. I teased the Ravens down. And I teased the Falcons down. So +160, we hit the teaser, kid.
Yeah, Dale. I had a great day. 6-2, 7-2 overall with the Sam Laporta anytime touchdown. But got their Chicago money line. Didn't get there with Christian Kirk over 46.5. He got 39. But Tampa -3.5. Green Bay -4.5, 5.5. Dog of the day. And I took the +3 with the Colts. Dog of the day with the Colts. And then my teaser hit as well. Philly -3. Houston to -1. And then my lock of the day was Tampa -3.5.
Yeah, they blew them out. Jesus,
so 6-2 overall, 7-2 really, but 6-2 on my action, 7-2 so far in the week, Dill. So tonight I got Cincinnati -3.5 and T. Higgins over. So hopefully we continue continue hot.
I mean,
Hopefully
you were due, kid. I mean, you were
Yeah.
due because I was the first couple of weeks of the season. I felt like I couldn't miss a bet, and you were like, "Damn," you were kind of struggling. And usually, you see the board
I
better
was
than
like
me.
8-10, 9,
Yeah.
and I was never real bad day. I think week 4, week 3, I went like 10-5. But other than that, it's been like 500-ish weeks. This is I saw the board well, Dill. Like I said, the money I got 2 parlays straight money line. So like Chicago, Tampa, Green Bay, Colts, Philly, Houston, all those money lines in the parlay with Cincinnati. So.
And you hit your lock, dog, and tease. I hit my tease and my lock. I couldn't come through with the dog, but it's all good. In Drake may we trust. You know what? I did have a good day in college on Saturday. 6-3, up 3 units. Had a good day there. Iowa took care of Washington. They blew them out at home. Texas, whoo! Like you said, they deserve to be the number 1 team. Welcome back, Quinn Ewers. He looked fucking good. 20 for 29, 199 yards. He looked good. The running back, Windsor, he rushed for 118 yards. And their defense, I think that was the biggest story. On the road to do what they did. Whew, Texas is for real. USC, they almost pulled out the upset against Penn State, but they get the job done. I do cover +5. Florida +15.5 against Tennessee. They were winning at halftime. They needed overtime to win there. LSU, what a game. Overtime in Death Valley to come back and beat Ole Miss. That's 2 in a row, unfortunately, for Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. Oh, man, I felt like if Travis Hunter didn't get hurt, Colorado would have won that game. They do cover the +3.5, but when Travis Hunter went down, I didn't really think they were going to even be in the game. But Shedeur Sanders, he tried to put him on his back and tried to do everything he could. He threw for almost 400 yards again, but tough blow for Colorado. We don't got to mention the Oregon and Ohio State game, unfortunately. Man, let me tell you something, kid, real quick. I'm sorry. That one fucking hurt, man. For a team that I thought we should have blew out, and I came on here and I talked my shit. Ooh, that one stung, and that was probably one of my highest wagers this weekend. And let's just say the bankroll took a pretty hit. Let's just say that,
Yeah, I ended up going 0-3. I took Wake Forest. I took dogs this week, people. So I took Wake Forest +20.5. They got slammed. Give Dabo Sweeney credit. Give Clemson credit. They were impressive. And I took OU +14.5 in the rivalry game. I said Texas deserves to be number 1. They are the best team in football, but damn, OU. I'm going to just say OU. You just didn't show up for your own rivalry game. Like, what's going on? Did you know what Texas was coming to town? I seen the dudes pregame dressed up, jewelry hanging, everything looking good.
They weren't focused.
Y'all look good for the game. Y'all play good for the game. So that's my take on it there. Then I had a Horn from
JC
Colorado.
Horn.
Yeah, he ended up getting hurt as well. All 3 starting wide receivers for Colorado ended up getting hurt. So I feel like if he would have been healthy, maybe Colorado upsets him, and maybe he goes over his prop as well. So 0-3 for college football, but I made it up with today, so it's okay.
I'll say this: I know he might not win it, but Ashawn Gentry, he is the best running back in the country. He's going to be a first rounder, and he should be invited to New York for the Heisman candidate because every fucking week he makes it look phenomenal. His props are at 190 yards. He ran for over 200 in the Big Island. I know Hawaii's not a big threat, but like going on the road, going in the middle of the fucking world, and you going for 200 like it's nothing. Yo, this kid is for real, man. He really is. And I just hope he gets his flower. That's why I really just wanted to mention his name. But Boise State's a good team.
And he might go for 2,000.
He might, and they might make the playoffs, kid. They really might. I mean, what are they? They're 17th. They're 5-1. If they win the Mountain West, who knows? So I like Boise State. I just wanted to mention him. But yeah, overall, a really good weekend. Good weekend in college outside of Ohio State for me. And not the best NFL Sunday for the kid. But glad you had a good day. You carried the load for us this week. And let's go over to Monday night. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition, with only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or new flavor coconut, watching Monday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's stay out in the East Coast and we'll go to MetLife where I almost said New Jersey. The New York Jets host the Buffalo Bills. Bills laying 2.5 on the road, minus 118 on the money line, plus 100 for the Jets. Over under is at 40.5. First coaching job for Jeff Olberg as the head coach. Do you think they get that little interim bump?
I tell you, I do think so, though. I'll tell you one thing. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. My head is telling me the Jets. My heart is telling me the Bills. I think the Jets should win this game just because the coaching fire. I think the team is gonna be pepped up, gonna be fired up and be motivated to go. I think the running game has to get going. And in Buffalo, the, this is a tough one. I want to go Buffalo money line so bad, but I have a feeling the Jets is just gonna come out firing. They're gonna come out prepared. One thing we haven't seen the Jets do is come out first quarter and really put it on them. Interesting to see how the Bills look coming off 2 bad losses. My main concern with the Bills is who's going to be able to step up on the outside. Remember, another game, no Shakur, who's been the number 1 wide receiver. Can Keon Coleman, the rookie, step up, do his thing? I know he had that one big catch last week against the Texans. Dale, I'm a go with a prop, Dale. I'm gonna stay away from the side. I do like Buffalo, but I also like the Jets. My head's telling me Buffalo, my heart. Dale, it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna go with Dalton Kincaid over 39.5 yards. Dale, I need him, and I believe in him. I think he's gonna go over his prop because Josh Allen's gonna need somebody on the outside, and I think he's gonna have to depend on Dalton Kincaid multiple times in this game. If they have any shot, James Cook needs to get the ball rolling. Josh Allen needs to make some plays outside with his legs as well. But Dalton Kincaid needs to catch multiple balls. He's going to have to pick up tough first down, even pick up some yak yards as well. Just because I don't think the rookie could do it. And who else? Samuels maybe, but I think Dalton Kincaid will be the number 1 target for the Buffalo Bills tonight. So give me Kincaid over 39.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Jets at plus 100. I think this is a great spot for them. They're going to get that little interim bump coach. They're going to come out and try to play really hard. No more Nathaniel Hackett. Todd Dowling is the one calling the plays this week. So it's going to be a much different option. I guarantee you now, mark my words, we are going to start motioning. We're going to start seeing a lot of different offense, not the old school West Coast offense that we've been accustomed to seeing through the first 5 weeks of the season. So I think we have to come out. We establish the run. We need to run the ball. I think we're going to run the ball a lot. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out and play really good. All the pressure is on him. And the Jets defense has been one of the top defenses, even without CJ Mosley the last 2 games as well. So I believe in our defense. And let's be honest, I like the Bills and I respect them, but they've been beating up on bad teams. This defense is a good defense, and they always play Buffalo really well. They always do. It's an individual game, so they're going to get up for it. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I love the under. I see 41s out there, opened up at 47. It's come down 6 points. I agree with the line movement, but any thoughts on the total?
I do lean the under just because we were there last year on Monday night, though. We know the Jets defense is going to play a solid game. Buffalo as well. I don't expect much from, can Aaron Rodgers light them up? Yeah. Will he? I don't think so. And I think you as a Jets fan are leaning that way as well. I see a low scoring game realistically. I just don't see much from Buffalo. Like I said, if James Cook and Josh Allen does enough on the ground, maybe they go crazy. But I just don't see anybody on the outside. having like a Zay Flowers type game, 100 plus, or Chris Godwin like we saw earlier today. So if somebody could do that for Buffalo, maybe. But Garrett Wilson had a great game last week. Can he repeat that though? I would like to see, but who knows? Another player prop I honestly like though, Josh Allen. Anytime interceptions.
Oh, that was mine.
Yeah?
That was mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he throws a pick. I think last year he threw what, 3?
3. Yeah.
I think Josh Allen throws one pick at minus 130. Might go official, but like I said, my official plays Dalton Kincaid over 39.5 this year.
I got it yesterday. I got minus 115. I think the value's all gone. It is at minus 130 right now. But yeah, I love that. In prime time, Josh Allen is going to force one down the field. Like kind of one of those.
To win this
yeah.
game.
Yeah. And like you said, Khalil Shakur is a game time decision, but he's leaning to be out because I have him on fantasy. He does not look like he's going to play. So yeah, I just don't see where the offense is going to come from if James Cook doesn't go crazy, which he can. But yeah, I think he's going to have to force the ball. That was one of my plays. I like who's the other guy? I like Braylon Allen over 8.5 rush attempts. It's at plus 116 as well. So it's a little nice plus money play. Let's be honest, I think a lot of people, he's picking up 4.5 yards per carry. And I think he's going to see more action with Drowning holding the play sheet for Monday night. So yeah, and I think, Breece Hall has been good, but he hasn't been the more effective runner. Let's be honest. Braylon Edwards, the rookie, has been the more effective running back. So I'm going to take his over rush attempts, 8.5. It's at plus 116 for pure value. I think that's the play. I love Josh Allen anytime interception. I think the value's all gone, but yeah, I think he's definitely going to throw one there. Anything else, kid, here for Monday Night Football before we hit the diamond?
I'll lean Garrett Wilson over 59.5 as well. He's your number one target. Allen Lazard has been getting the touchdowns, but when Aaron Rodgers needs a first down, he's gonna look at Garrett Wilson. So I think at 59.5 yards after the big game last week. I understand you only went over this mark 2 times all season, but I feel like you gotta not force feed him, but you gotta look his way a ton. To win
they force fed him last week. They gave him like 25 targets. So yeah, I think hopefully I have him on fantasy. So hopefully he does have a big game, kid. But let's go to the diamond. We got 2 games here on a Monday. ALCS in the Bronx game 1. We got Alex Cobb going for the Guardians and Carlos Rodon going for the Yankees. Yankees big favorite here in game 1, minus 162 on the money line, plus 137 for the Indians. Over under is at 7.5, kid. I think the Yankees are playing well, and I think they deserve to be the favorite, but minus 162 is a steep number.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that. Yeah, they're home. They played well in the divisional round. I understand Cleveland went 5 against one of the hottest teams to end the season, the Detroit Tigers, in my opinion. Still, to me, give me Cleveland plus 135 on the money line. I'm surprised they're this big a favorite for game 1 ALCS. If Garrett Cole was starting pitcher,
that's what I was gonna say. If Cole was on the mound, I get it.
Yeah. But Rodon making his first ALCS start ever. Indians have been in this scenario. I understand this team is made a couple playoff runs still. I think they sneak off game 1. I'm not saying they're gonna go out and win this series, but I think Cleveland, they score a couple ones. I'm gonna say they win this game 4-2 on the road.
Yeah, so you're kind of leaning under because it's at 7.5. I kind of was leaning the over. I thought the number was a little small. I thought it was going to be an 8, like game 1 with the Mets, but lean over. But I agree. I got to take the value here with the Guardians. I think if it was Garrett Cole, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Minus 162, especially the way he pitched in the second start in the NLDS. He shoved. He went 7 really good innings, but I don't really trust Carlos Rodon like that. After that first inning, he kind of got hit up. So I think we could see runs from both sides of the for both teams. And I'm going to take the value here. I got plus 137. I see plus 135s. Anything a plus 130 or better, I think the value has to be with the Guardians here. Not going to say they're going to win the series, but I think in game 1, they could be live here. And yeah, they just need to steal 1 before going back to Cleveland. They just got to take 1. No odds here for the NLCS game 2 because game 1 is about to kick off in about 10-15 minutes or so. So I'll have plays on that on my action. If Elvis has any, go check his action app as well. But okay, let's continue our NBA previews. The Northwest Division, we got the Jazz, we got the Timberwolves, but then we got the really good teams. We got the Thunder, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves, we got the Denver Nuggets as well. Where do we want to start? Let's start with the Thunder, because I like this team. They have the second best odds to win the title at plus 650. Now, to come out of the West, obviously the best odds at plus 310. To win the division, they have the best odds at minus 140. You know, their win total is sitting around just saw 56 wins. You know, they went 57-25 last year. They added Alex Caruso, Isaiah Hartenstein, which they really needed a big man. Mm-hmm. They didn't really lose that much. Gordon Hayward retired. Josh Giddey, he wound up leaving. Bismack Biyombo, which isn't too much of a departure. But what are you thinking here? What's your best bet for this Thunder team?
My best bet? I'm going to say Group B winner at plus 110, Joe. You know, I think this Oklahoma City team is going to be rolling to start the season. I could say that. You know, Chet, I think he's going to take a little leap there. I expect him to make some noise this year. SGH, you already know what he is. But I honestly say my best bet is going to be Group B winner at plus 110. And Dill, one thing I'm going to say real quick. This team did get better, in my opinion. But I'm going to take the under 56.5 wins at plus 108. I feel like 57 wins is a tall task in this West. You know, division alone is a tough division. And I feel like more teams, fuck that. Every other team in the NBA is going to take Oklahoma City more serious, especially in Oklahoma moving forward. Just because last year maybe they thought they're still young, they're not this. Nah, SGH and them, they for real. Oklahoma City Thunder is going to be a very good team for possibly 5 to the next 10 years if that young core can stick together with the Williamses, SGH, and Chet Holmgren. So I'm going to take the under 56.5 wins. I think it's going to be hard to repeat what they did last year, but I still think they'll be, top 3, top 4 seed.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to take them to win the division. It's minus 130. I got it a little earlier at minus 110. I saw it at best at plus 140 earlier when odds dropped. But, I think there are several ways, I think, to play this Thunder team. Chet Holmgren, I think you could play him Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's a sleeper. I think the price is at 15-1. SGA, MVP, I think that's a way you could play. He did finish runner-up last season. He's a bucket. SGA is a bucket. And I don't even blame someone for wanting to take OKC to win the West or even the NBA Finals at that. So I'm going to take the safer route. I do think they win the division for the second year in a row. Denver Nuggets, they lost another critical rotation player this offseason.
Real quick, though, Rafa, I didn't know you was going to move along. Last two props I got for the OKC Thunder. I'm going to take Chet Holmgren. Win Defensive Player of the Year at plus 1,200.
See, great minds think alike.
Wemby is a heavy favorite. I think minus 140 or something like that. Everybody else is like plus 1,000, and I think Chet Holmgren being the second favorite, he's gonna be up there in blocks. He's gonna be up there in the rebounds. With his size, still at plus 1,200, I give him a shot. And then give me SGA. Like you said, he's a bucket. I'm gonna take him to win Clutch Player of the Year at plus 1,100. He's gonna be around the cup in every close game, and he's gonna drop that bucket. We really know he's gonna be around 30 points a game, Bill. At plus 1,100, I think that's great odds for him.
100%. Yeah, like I said, I like SGA. I said that this Thunder team, there's multiple ways to play them. Win the division. I got Chet Holmgren at 15-1. You got what, 13-1? 12-1. So yeah, shop around. I think that's a good price. He opened up at 22-1. That was we missed the value there, but yeah, I just think they will. Denver Nuggets, I think we'll talk about them in a sec. I think losing a critical player that hurt them, and I think the Thunder are the better team. Now I don't want to touch their win total, but I think they're in a good position to repeat the division and stay on top of the West and maybe challenge the NBA for the best record. So I think the sky's the limit of what this team can accomplish. So I'm very high on the Thunder. I think what they're building is very it's secure, I would say. So Let's go to the next team. Let's go to Minnesota. Minnesota Timberwolves to win the NBA Finals. A 10-1 to win the West. They have the second best odds at plus 490, and they have the second best odds to come out of the Northwest at plus 260. Now their win total is at 52.5. You know, where did they go last year? But they bring in Julius Randle, they bring in Dante DiVincenzo, PJ Dozier, Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles could still shoot the ball. They do lose Kyle Anderson, Karl Anthony Towns, obviously TJ Warren. They wind up losing, but I do like this team, kid. I really do. But what's your best bet for this Timberwolves team?
I'm gonna go over 51.5 wins, even if it's at 52, whatever number y'all get. I think Ant-Man with Julius Randle, Dante, Naz Reid.
Real quick, you like that matchup with because I've heard a lot of people say they don't like Julius Randle with Anthony because they both need the ball.
Put it like this, I like it more than him and Cat. I honestly do. Just because I feel like Randle, he won't play off the ball as much, but he'll realize, you know what, Anthony Edwards is his team. Maybe he wanted still to fight for the ball with Brunson because he was there before Brunson. He's going into a new team. We all know this is Anthony Edwards' team. So I think they'll be just fine, personally, but I'm going to go over 51.5 wins. I'm going to take them to win the division at plus 260. I'm going to take Ant to win the MVP at plus 1100. I think the kid confidently taking the next stride, though. We saw him what he was able to do in the Olympics, coming off the bench and provide instant offense, especially needed early on in those early games for the Team USA. He's clutch still. Give me Ant to win NBA Clutch Player of the Year at plus 1500. Give me them to win Group A, and give me them to win the West at plus 490. And give me a sprinkle of them to win the NBA title at plus 1,000.
They're high on this team.
I honestly think they'll be better than they were last year. I think Anthony Edwards is going to keep ticking on to be a better player. Rudy Gobert, hate him or love him, he's a top 2, top 3 defensive player in the NBA. He's always going to be a presence in the paint. Julius Randle, if healthy, that's going to be the key. Dante DiVincenzo coming off the bench, I think he could provide clutch buckets on both sides of the ball, deal defensively and offensively. So Michael Conley's still there. They still got some vets around that young core. I think they got better. Give me the Timberwolves. I'm very high on them.
Yeah, I didn't know where to go with this Timberwolves team. Honestly, this was one of the hardest teams to make a play with. I don't see any value in any of their futures in my eyes. And this is a team that I feel like a lot of bettors like yourself want to back. And to be honest, looking at this roster and looking at this team, it's hard to poke any holes in this team. So the only bet I like, and I'll give a bet right now for opening night, I like Timberwolves on the money line against the Lakers at minus 120. That's the only thing I really like. It's their season opener. And Anthony Edwards against the Lakers, against LeBron, he is going to show up. So, the Lakers, they finished 19th in net rating last year. They were fortunate, let's be honest, to get the number 7 seed. We're big LeBron fans, but I think they got pretty fortunate. And meanwhile, the Timberwolves, they probably were the best defensive team in the league last year. So, And let's be honest, the Los Angeles Lakers, they've lost 7 straight season openers dating back to 2017. So I already locked it in. Minnesota Timberwolves on the money line, their season opener at minus 120. I'm sorry, I didn't give you any future odds, but at least you could put a play in for opening night. But didn't really like anything, kid. I didn't want to force anything as well. So, I gave you guys a opening night play for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's go to the Denver Nuggets. They are right behind the Minnesota Timberwolves at 11-1 to win the NBA Finals. To win the West, the top 3 teams are in the Northwest. They have a plus 500 to come out of the West, and they have the third best odds in the division at plus 350. Their win total is at 51.5. They won 57 games last year. Their win total last year was 52.5 last season as well. They bring in Dario Saric, Trey Alexander, but they lose KCP. They lose Justice Holiday. They lose Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan. They lost some players this offseason, kid. I have a good pick. I like it, and I'm going to lead this one off if you don't mind. I'm going to take the under 52.5 wins here. It's dropped. I got 52.5. It's at 51. I'm still going to take the under. All good things must come to an end, and I'm not talking about, I still think they're a contender, but, regular season, after cleaning its win total for the 8 straight years they did, this team, I think, they're running on their tires are on the threads are running very thin right now in my eyes. I don't think they'll make the same mistake like they did last year, especially with Joker and Jamal Murray, playing in the Olympics. But I think the only concern I have with this Denver team is health. Can they stay healthy in this postseason? In addition, the Western Conference it's not getting any easier. We poke fun and say, the East is really good. The West, I think, is getting really good as well. Your division is the best division in basketball. OKC, Timberwolves, they're going to be better than you. Let's face it. And I just think they're going to take a step back this season. But I do think they're a playoff team. I think they're a West. I think they're a threat if they get into the playoffs, and they could get a top 4 seed. I don't think that's out of the realm, but I'm going to zig when I think other people are going to zag. I'm going to take the under their win total.
I'm a zag, Dill. Give me over. I got 50 and a half.
I know it.
I think there's still like a 52 to 55 win club. Don't get me wrong. You made a very strong case, but you still got Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and the best player in the world in Jokic. So if Jokic is healthy, he's going to average around a triple-double. He's going to put his team in position to win night in and night out. And hate him or love him, I think Russ is going to be a pretty good addition to this team. I think he's going to provide some of that, Bruce Brown vibe from 2 years ago in that championship run. Not saying they're going to go win a championship just because they got Russ, but he's going to do some of those things they were missing from Bruce Brown from 2 years ago. So I'm going to take the over 50 and a half wins, and I'm going to take a shot. They'll give me Russ to win 6 Man of the Year at plus 2,000.
I love it. I knew that the reason I wanted to go first is because I knew you were going to zag when I was going to zig, but hey, we'll see. Best man win. I do think they will still be a very good team. Let's go to the next one. Like I said, after that, it's kind of 2 teams that are, rebuilding to say the least. I guess we could start with Portland. I'm not going to read any of they're not going to win. They're not even going to make the playoffs. Let's be honest. But Portland win total is sitting at 22.5. I mean, they didn't really do anything. They got Donovan Klingman, the center out of UConn. I think he will be really good. They lost Malcolm Brogdon as well, so that kind of hurts. Win total, like I said, sitting around 22.5, kid. I'm going to take the under. This team is tanking, let's be honest. And what are they going to do? What to do with Lauri Markkanen this summer? They really couldn't do anything to try to get him. Utah, they had to go and get him back. And I think that could be a blessing for Portland. The West is too deep to contend anyway, while the East, I think the East has kind of a handful of teams that, they're actively tanking like your team, trying to get Cooper Flagg. And you should. He's going to be the number 1 pick in the season. So the Blazers in a good chance. They won't get many easy wins on their schedule. Schedule's hard. I was looking at it. I was trying to find any positive to take the over, but I don't think so, man. I think they win 18, 19 games, if that. So under 22.5 wins. Chalky at minus 120, but I couldn't get the over, kid.
Yeah, I'm going to go the under. I got 20.5 still. It just sucks. Portland, it's going to be a tough time for these next couple of years. Hopefully I hit on a lottery pick, but as of right now, you had Dame, you had CJ. Wasn't the greatest one, but you had yourself a little run. You got to sit back and just, fight through these next 3 years. Give me the under.
Yeah, hopefully there are brighter days ahead, but it's not for right now. Let's go to Utah, which I do think Utah could potentially be a better team. They have the same odds to win the Northwest at 500 to 1, but their win total, and yeah, we might get different win totals because I shop around, not saying you don't, but shop around, like Elvis said, he got 20.5. I see 22s out there. For Utah, I see 29.5. Is that what you see?
I got 27.
See, so shop around. 29.5. They went 31-51 last year. They had a win total of 29 last year. They go and get Cody Williams as well, Isaiah Collier. They wind up losing Chris Dunn. Johnny Juzeg. That's about it. That's all I really know off the top of my head. But unfortunately, man, I got to go under again. Like, I just don't really see it from these teams. You know, they had a solid start, I feel like, the last 2 seasons, but, you know, eventually trading away players to earn the number 9 pick last season, and they got the number 10 pick as well. So I don't think they should mess around this season. You know, with next year's class expected to be very loaded heavily, I think the Jazz are going to want to secure a high pick. They know their best chance of competing in the West is to land Cooper Flag. So, you know, as a result, I just think keeping an eye on the draft markets or taking the under on Utah, maybe live in season. I feel like there are multiple ways this team could tank, but yeah, under 29.5 wins is my play here.
Yeah, I'm going under. I'm going over.
Oh, wow.
27.5 wins. Still going the opposite side. You know, like you said.
Do you believe that though?
Yeah. You know
Really?
why? For one reason. For some odd reasons, back-to-back years, we can't tell you why the Jazz get off to a hot start.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And I expect that to happen again, dude. It wouldn't shock me if they off to another, 10-4 start, something like that. And then just 500 the rest of the way, lose, couple games, win 2 here and there. I'm going to go, they won 31 last year. I'm going to say they win about the same. I'll give them a shot to go a little over that, maybe 33, 34. But if they get to 28, 29, we're in the money. So I think 27.5. They got some talent. I like Colin Sexton. I like Jordan Clarkson, Larry Marketing. He's special. It's in a bad team. That's all. So
yeah,
give me the over 27.5. You never know, Dill. It's a lot of old players in the West.
Yeah.
A lot of old players. Just takes a hamstring, a tweaked ankle. Some of those legends, some of those all-stars might be out, 3 to 8 weeks. Who knows? But give me Utah over 27.5 wins, and then give me Jordan Clarkson a sprinkle plus 2,400 to win 6th Man of the Year.
I love it, kid. All right. Well, that takes care of 4 of the 6 divisions. On Wednesday, we will take care of the Pacific Division, and then on Friday, we will end it in the Southwest Division. Kid, we're just about a week away from opening night. I cannot wait. Any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Let's just have a good Monday and good Sunday night, Dill. And everybody will be back in a few days.
Yes, we will be back on Wednesday with more picks for Thursday Night Football. And I'll leave you left with 3 words. Let's go